Alright, we're going to be on Outpost today, guys, and I did have another Baboon too on my team, Sparky, so it was good to see, a fellow clanmate. But on this map, what I enjoy doing, guys, is usually coming out to this bush line. I even highlighted it on the map so that everyone knew where I was going. Tank destroyers, mediums, whoever, they have an idea of what I might spot, and you're going to see kind of how this game goes, right? The Hog 12 is pushing into the middle. A lot of light tankers like to take that area of the map. It's a decent play if you can get there, but it's very risky. So I usually never go out there. I like to just play it safe all the time. This is what I do. And I'll sit in this bush line and I'll scout people in this area. So Lorraine gets lit here quite a bit. We're able to basically outspot him. And if I recall correctly, there was a game that I played. It's actually not this one. But there was a game I played where an even 90 actually made it into this bush without getting spotted. So as I was poking up every time, this is just something to highlight, even though it's not in this game, guys. It's the first time this ever happened to me. I was poking up. We actually outlit the Hawk 30 here. I was poking up and getting spotted by an even 90 sitting in this bush. So I had to sit by this rock. And I couldn't even poke it because every time I poked up, my sixth sense was going off and I was telling people he's got to be right in this bush, because I would poke up this way and I wouldn't get spotted, and then I would poke up over here and I'm basically just working the angles to use sixth sense as a map, as I always tell you guys. And yeah, eventually he ended up sitting there at the very end of the game. People yelled at him and he was still sitting there. He never moved the entire game. He just sat in that bush the entire game. And props to him. I mean, that's a really good bush to get to, man. I don't even try and get there. Like, if anything, maybe I'll take this bush line, go just a little bit further, but I really like sitting by this house. I feel like it's a really nice area. But this is what you can do here. We're not spotting much, guys. Like, at the beginning of this game, we didn't spot much, but I'm telling you, from this area, you're going to see I start doing some damage and stuff. But from this area, you will spot people if they poke here, like erroneously, right? Like if they're not using the bushes effectively, or if you just have really good view range. Like on this vehicle, it's informative for me to know that I'm actually not spotting anyone in this area because I have CVS and over 500 view range. So that would tell me that these guys likely aren't poking much in this area, or they're doing it very carefully and cautiously, right? So we spot the T103 here. How we didn't spot this guy before, I don't know. Like, I feel like maybe it's because I'm poking up and down constantly and should just stay in the bush, right? I would recommend that you guys stay in this bush like I'm going to do now, but the reason I'm poking up and down so much is because I get blind fired here a lot now. So I want to ensure that I'm not going to lose my HP, so that's why I constantly poke up and down. But you can see once I am comfortable in just getting in the bush and staying in the bush, which is what I recommend you guys do, I spot the 122 TM, and we still have the T103 lit. And look, Skoda is the only person over here, right? So this is a good example to show you of why you can't really rely on your teammates. My teammates are doing other things on the map. It's not that they're bad players, per se, but we just left this side of the map wide open. So now it's good for me to basically keep the T103 lit and to prevent these people from being able to push unspotted, right? I want everyone to know where they are. So I'm going to advance on this game. You can see our even 90 has taken control of the mid, so we're in good hands, right? And really, we should definitely be winning this portion of the map, the north as well, where the heavies are going. And you can see how I have all these guys spotted. So now Skoda is able to run back because the Skoda knows what's coming his way. I'm going to take a shot here. I'm going to get safe. And really all I'm trying to do at this point, I should have shot an APCR at this guy. I tried to hit the SGG on the side with the HE, wasn't really a good idea. But what I'm trying to do at this point is just poke everywhere I can to keep these guys lit, and also to see if I can spot the 122 TM, because I knew he was still back here and I'm like, this guy's going to want to do something soon. Because the 122 TM has really good armor, and the fact that this guy was being so passive, I was surprised. Like, I would think the 122 TM would be the first guy over here pushing into my Skoda T27. But wasn't the case. But anyway, I'm going to fast forward a little more, guys, so you can kind of see how this game pans out. And you can see, because I would like to do some map overview for you guys. And you can see that these guys end up just kind of stuck here, right? Because we own the mid. This is why on most maps, taking the mid is important, but it's not worth YOLOing as a light tank to get up there. Like, once you win it, that's good. But in my eyes, like, I'm not going to risk my entire tank, right, to take that hill. If we get it, that's great. If we don't, we don't. and then you have to try and manage. But I think it's better for armored vehicles to try and, you can battle it out here, and then whoever gets up there, or fast mediums can try and take it as well. But in most light tanks, it's just never worth it. So I'm going to get here and start trying to defend this at this point. The STG has a pretty long reload, so I'm able to make that work. And now we just have to fight off the Renegade. And I can do this fairly easily. I'm able to put one into his lower plate here. And now I'm in a situation where I don't want to take another one from this guy, so I'm going to try and pick off his cap. And you can do this with the Renegade. You can try and shoot the cap here. I miss it here, and I'm just getting back far enough. This guy wasn't a great player either, but I'm just getting back far enough to try and clean this guy up. And now at this point, when I see like he is not a great player, I'm like, screw it. I'm just going to take a shot at the lower plate, and if he hits me one more time, then at that point, like, I'm pretty sure I could take one more from this guy. I have 489 HP. If at that point I have to pull back again, I will pull back again, and then it's going to be whoever gets the next shot, right? If I wasn't able to clean him up with that one, because he had 255 HP, I high rolled. So that's what I was thinking at that point. I'm like, it's just going to be me versus this guy. If I die, it is what it is. The team will be fine. But I'm just going to go for it at this point, because if I'm able to clean this guy up quicker, then I can go after the 122 TM. So, it's just how I view the game. Like, once I know we have it won, I'm not going to go crazy about trying to brawl it out with someone. Like, whatever, man. I want to get the best score possible once the game starts coming down to the wire. So I take my chances then when I know that I've conserved my HP, and I can do that. And now I'm going to go after the 122 TM, and I can take a shot from the 122 TM now, right? So here we're going to YOLO around this guy. I believe he hits me. Maybe not. I'm able to track him here and just run circles around him, right? We get the track damage on him, we get a couple shots into him, and that's the game. And that's how you can play on this particular map. I give him a nice salute here at the end. But this is how you can play on this map, guys. Now, let's run it back, and I'll kind of give you some overview. But I really like these two spots on the map. I'm going to show you these two areas of the map. Pause this. And on this map, you have this rock right here with these bushes. And you have this building right here with these bushes over here on the far side. These two spots are going to be your best areas for passive scouting this map. If you're in an even 90, again, you can try and get into here, here. Like this spot on the map, these two spots, I'm not a fan of, because the way the ridgeline works is you won't spot as much from these areas. I have gotten to this area and I've spotted people here before, but I'm telling you, this area is better for it. Like almost every time that I've been here, I've been able to spot just as much as if I go to this bush right here. And then even from this area over here, it's much easier for you to run away like that or run away like that if you have to. So these are just things to keep in mind. Like, I'm always going to make the more passive play. That's just the type of player I am. Anyone can say what they want about that. Whirls, you're a terrible light tank player. Thank you. I appreciate that. I don't care. I'm going to conserve my HP for the end of the game, guys, because that's what basically I've been taught to do by watching other streamers and stuff. And it's how I have the most consistent games. You guys can go out there, make any kind of aggressive plays you want. It might work 2-3 times out of 10. It might work every time for you by some crazy miracle, and you can be like, this is the best play ever. I did 5,000 damage in my light tank. Hip hip hooray. I'm so happy for you guys, but this is how I play my games because I want them to be consistent as possible. So anyway, those are the two areas of the map that I would emphasize for you guys to take. Again, this bush right here by this building, and these bushes right here by this rock. I might have actually drawn the wrong area, but these bushes right here by the rock, guys. So these are the two spots, and I'm telling you, even though we didn't spot a lot of people in this area, you could see as all these guys came like this, we're spotting them for the team. And if you have people up here that are currently brawling, because this is like a brawling zone, right? You'll get a lot of tanks that sit here and a lot of tanks that sit here, and they'll do this at each other. They'll brawl it out here for the middle of the map, basically. If you have tanks sitting there, then they can also get shots at people that are going to press this area of the map. But I always like coming over here. You guys can try and experiment with the other side of the map. Again, the mid is pretty vital on this map as well. If you're able to win mid, you have these areas of the map that you can poke out of right here, and you can poke out of here and try and get shots on people and spot the base area. And then you can also have the crossfire on the heavies. So in my opinion, yes, like The middle of the map is very important because you have a lot of crossfire going at this side of the map, and again, you have these openings. But I would not recommend that you guys YOLO this area of the map. It's just not worth it. There is a little secret climb you can do over here that I don't know if they fixed. With certain light tanks, you can come at this from an angle and actually get up here. I think I've tried it a couple times with other tanks. I was successful, but you come at the hill like this and you can actually climb up it like that. That's a little secret climb that most people don't know about. You can try that in a fast light tank. But again, I would not throw away all your HP to take this portion of the map. It's better to conserve your HP and just adjust to the game and how it's progressing, right? So that's how I feel about this map, guys. This portion of the map is much harder to spot. The reason being is that there are some bushes right here. Like, I've tried doing this in the even 90 before. You can try getting out to here. However, the problem occurs when people poke out far here. They'll actually proxy you. I know it doesn't look like it, but I've had people come out here before. Like, they'll literally come all the way out to this line. For whatever reason, they can easily take shots from here, and they'll proxy spot you. But try this spot in the even 90. You might have more success than me. Maybe I was just unlucky the couple times I tried it. But you can sit right in this bush here, or you can even try and get to here. But the even 90 will stay hidden in this entire thing because it's so small. So you can just probably come up to right here and like look at this area, man. Like, you guys will be able to light a lot of stuff in this area, right? Like tank destroyers sitting back here, and then you'll have spots on all these guys so that your heavies consistently know basically where their heavies are and when they're going to poke on them and stuff like that. It makes it easier for them. And again, like, you'll outspot tank destroyers sitting here. So I might try it in my even 90. If I get this map and I try this in the even 90, I will show you guys the replay as long as it's informative, right? But that's all for Outpost, guys. So let's go ahead and take a look at the M plates. For me, this was 1910 spotting, 1681 damage. Again, a pretty standard game for the Hawk 30. 1003 experience, so we were second by experience here. The even 90 had a phenomenal game on our team. And other than that, I mean, that's pretty much it. 21k we got out of this game. I fired 12 shots, 8 hits, 7 pens. That's standard for me. And 9-minute game on this map, I think, is also fairly standard. It's a pretty big map, and I feel like games tend to be quite long on this map, similar to like Prokhorovka and stuff. So that's all, guys. If you're learning from this content, do subscribe. It will help me out. Again, I always emphasize I'm not a Unicum, so this is targeted at newer players. And also people that maybe are really good in other tanks but haven't experimented with light tanks yet. So always keep that in mind, guys. If you want to watch other like Unicum players, there's other Unicum players out there, but I strictly play light tanks. So that's kind of my forte and the thing that I'm good at, and the thing that I know and that I like to share with you guys. But I'm going to show you my mistakes as well so that you can learn from mistakes just as much as you can learn from me doing, having a great game and doing the right thing, right? So like, comment on the video, guys, if you have any questions, and I'll see you for the next one. Take care. Bye-bye now.